عبدالغنى professor of nutrition in University, Egypt. I got my PhD degree from Minnesota University. Actually, before I attended the lecture of Kirby and Jim in Egypt, so I was taught I'm not satisfied, which I taught it in this course. But after I did the lecture for Kirby and James, and I came here, met with the mentors, actually I learned more about how to teach the course. This course is principle of animal nutrition. I teach this course with my colleague. He is a lecturer in poetry, and he takes just 2 lectures at the end of lecture. So I take like 11 or 12 lectures, and he can take 2 of them to course.
Why?
Huh?
This is not fair.
No, because he has one course, he has another course.
You ask for the
No, he has another course.
Okay.
So this course I did for...
This is not fair, is that right?
No, that's fair.
Well, us ruminant people
Yeah,
forgot.
people are So this course under construction until each year we try to make modification and the content of the here I would like to mention to my students that the name of the course, the instructor, and how can you get the instructor anytime. So I give him the office hours from 8 to 11. I'm a chairman of Research and Experiment Education Center, and the office room 220 in building A, second floor. And after that, after I handle my work in this center, I go to my office, the main office, from 11 to 3 there, or room 415, first floor, building number 8. My teaching assistant, Ms. Abdullah, she works in the Department of Animal Production in the same floor, first floor. And the general scope for this course is to taught as an introduction to animal nutrition with emphasis placed on ruminant species. As Natsky said, I have to mention the title of the lecture and the objective of this lecture and the activity of this lecture. I don't go to the content of each lecture because I don't want to let you know about course unless you pay for me some money. So the objective of this course to make the students understanding of the principle of animal nutrition, for gain an understanding of the creation and the classification of metals and their metabolism, to understand the students' current methods of measuring the chemical composition and the biological value of food ingredients. I will use it in the federation. The student will be able to describe the system use of nutrient requirements for ruminants, which are in MRC, AFRC, whatever. Another thing, the course should help the students to understand the processes of digestion and distribution of feed for ruminants. And students will learn some of the new untraditional foodstuffs and how they are recycled. As you know that we have a shortage in feed in Egypt, so this lecture is very important for the students to understand how to recycle the byproduct for crops or for animal waste. Other components of this course, students will have an understanding of how the ingredients are selected and formulated economically in relation to that meat requirements for growth, production, and the production of ruminants. Website, I did already website. If you go to the website, www.yahoo.com, you will find the CV for me, and after I go back to my country, I will add some information for this both sides. It like contains the plastic quiz or exams, exercise, and some answers for the exam. Of course, announcement, if I would like to say announcement for the people, and the contact details for the instructor, and the student should check this website once a week for announcement, as we have. Okay.
Just a question.
Okay.
How much availability do yours?
Yeah, I will complete that. Okay.
Oh.
Just a second. Now, we have a big lab, a computer lab. The student can use it in my
General computer.
yeah. The general lab, you can use it, you can get access to internet, and I think the student now is very linked or very attachment for the internet than before. And it's easy to them to go to the internet and access in the lab. Okay.
How many hours a week, I as a student, how many hours a week would I possibly be able to get on a computer without tying everything?
That's fine. The students get like 4 hours a day, and that's what say 3. 2 hours in the morning for lecture, and 2 hours even in the morning or afternoon as a schedule for the lab. And they work from Saturday until Wednesday, and Thursday is off. So they can come to the lab, the computer center, and they can work at the Saturday or any day until from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, because they have two employees, they change it together to share it together. So that's easy for them to do that. The fourth command is one lecture will be held each week. Check the blackboard for the schedule for which for the students. The animal production, building number 4, first floor. In addition, the instructor may announce other assignments. You will be held responsible for the entire material covered in the lecture as well as that covered in the reading assessment. Also, students are advised to attend all the lectures, take a note in class, and explore the links on the website to supplement the lecture notes provided. The exams will contain questions on certain issues that are not specifically mentioned in the lecture notes, but the issues are discussed in the class to supplement the lecture notes. The grading, we can change it, I think. It's from regulation. Yeah, regulation is very good. Excellent from 85 to 100. Very good, 75 to 84. Good from 65 to 74. Pass from 50 to 64. Fail from under 50. Yeah. The final grade, 100. 63% we can change it, but we can play with this 40. So I did the exam 1, I make like 3 exams in the term. Exam 1 is 2%, exam 2 is 2% too, exam 3 is 2%. Active including the participation is 4%, oral exam 10%, and the lab exam 20, so it will be 40 plus 60, it will be 100. And all the exam scheduled at the time mentioned. The course textbook. I have my own book in the library. Me and my professor, we look at the new material in Arabic, and you can ask the button straight about that. You can buy it, or you can go to the library to read it. And those 2 books, we have it in many copies in the library. They can go with it if they can, if they are interested to work in English language.
Is it expensive or not expensive?
This one? No,
Yeah.
this one.
The
This
first
one?
one.
This one is 25 pounds, like
So
$5.
about $6.
$5.
It's not expensive.
How many of them could use the font book as an example? How many of them English is good enough?
You can now you can say, because all of the students, you go to the computer or English. Before they come to the first now, the students now. So you can see that like 30%. then they can work, or they can read English, and they can understand something. Good enough. Look at the schedule. This is I have to mention for the students that all cell phone must be switched off during the class. So it will divide it into groups. In my lecture, it's into groups, 5 each in each group, according to the alphabetical listing of their list. For example, lecture number 1. We say the introduction of animal nutrition. The nutrition of three stuffs, feed, and rapid feed. This will contain the first lecture. The title of the first lecture. And the objective of this lecture is students will be able to understand the importance of nutrition in animals, discuss the nutrients needed for humans. This is the main issue I have to learn the students at this lecture. So, also to know the difference between concentrate and liquid, to determine the chemical composition of common feed stuff used for animal feed, identifying feed from their composition, interactive learning. When I go to this is the first lecture. When I ask the students, is animal nutrition useful to learn? Everybody say yes. But the question is, why yes?
What do you do if they say no?
Nothing,
They will also ask why no.
All of them they say, most of them. Why no? You know, why yes and why no? That's the theory.
We don't want to fail the course.
The why, when they answer the why, maybe they don't know the why animal nutrition is very important. Some of them, they can try to answer this question, but some of them do. But when they know the answer of this question, they can know how the animal nutrition is very important. Yeah.
Significance.
Yeah, as they say, I've told them that it will be represent like 80% from the cost of animal, so it will be more attention for this cost. Also, I like the guy, I don't remember his name, he bring the land to him, and he, try to Siberia, right? He will not die, very well from him. So I will bring some samples of common seed, of common food stuff, will be shown to the students and discuss what's that and what's that. Because the students in faculty of agriculture, they came from farmers family, so they try to know, they know what, but they can't describe briefly, but they can't know what's that and what's that. Some of them they can do that. Samples of ground, sample also, and the meat will show to the students to determine the difference among ingredients. Because I attend the lecture here and in Ohio, and I show that I see the lecture, the mentor over there, they bring a lot of samples for the ingredients, so samples can know.
This is in lab or in lecture, Adil?
It's in lecture, not in lab. I will take those means in the lecture.
In the lecture,
Yeah, there's difference. But I have to change. Lecture number 2, digestion and remodeling.
I have a question. You said that you divide your students in lecture into groups of 5.
Right.
Why?
I'm surprised.
Because we like work as a team, They can discuss it together, but they can give me one answer.
During the lecture.
Yeah, during the lecture.
I see. That's it. How many students?
It's like now with the number is very low. Like we have like 70 students to 100. That's all.
About 100.
Yeah.
Being taught by the
Yeah.
But
We don't have too much like.
in lecture, why you divided in groups in lecture? How they can work together in lecture? You have to do the lecture.
No, the lecture.
It might be this in the lab.
No, I can't do that in the lecture. Why not?
Yeah, you can
It's
do
easy.
it.
It's easy to do that. It's more effective to do that in the lecture. It's more effective to discuss this than as a group.
How you can do that?
It works.
It works. No problem. Okay, let's let him go. Okay, objective of the lecture. Students will be able to understand the difference between monographic and the human generalization using the marker as a method for the determination of the usability of field stuff. And now the total collection, that the total collection method as a method of determination of the usability of field stuff. Determine the determination of the usability of field stuff using AIA or acid insoluble ash. And they can compare them between most of them, both of them. Interactive learning, this lecture will be done in the class, not in the class, and it's to be more effective. So we can bring the metabolic rate to see what's going on in, and discuss the difference between feed and the feces. The difference between feed and the feces, and samples of dry feeds and dry feces will be used to the student to demonstrate the difference between both in shape and some chemical analysis. And literature number 3 is carbohydrate. First, this course is very big, and just we have only one course in the whole course grade, because we are not a general
Specialization.
General
Specialization.
Not like carrying a first or assistant first. No, all the students they have to get an examination. So understand the kind of carbohydrates, what kind, digestion and fermentation of carbohydrates, the picture, ruminant, metabolism of carbohydrate. The interactive learning, think about here like with this and the critical thing, like what's the most important source of carbohydrate. They can ask them this question and they can make interaction with them. Also number 4, lecture number 4 is fat or lipids. And the objective of this literature is to understand the kinds of lipids also, and the addition and absorption and ruminant and the metabolism of lipids. The interactive learning also can make concept math or puzzles or methods and the group discussion, like the difference between saturated and unsaturated fat. Lecture number 5, proteins and amino acids. And the objective of this lecture, students will be able at the end of this lecture to understand the kind of protein, the addition and metabolism and ruminant using of amino acids for protein synthesis. The interactive learning are the same thing. Here we are using in the protein and the fat. We can make a concept map or puzzle methods and the group discussion, like this is the difference between essential and non-essential amino acids. Lecture number 6 is vitamins and minerals. The objective of this lecture is going to be able to understand the classification of vitamins and minerals, understand the role of vitamins and minerals. The general, I don't go to the vitamins, all the vitamins, I need to go to the all the minerals. I go to the major vitamins and the major minerals because there's no time to describe all of this stuff in one lecture. So how to do that?
How do you decide which is important in vitamins or
This
minerals?
is the major vitamins and the major minerals. Can you have the major minerals and major vitamins? Here is the interactive learning. The student will visit animal farm to see a case study for insufficient mineral for some animals, and will show newborn to the student and then the student will begin to inject newborn covered by vitamins like A, D, 3, as we use it always. Also, we would in the second lecture we're talking about the metabolism of vitamins and minerals. And the objective of this lecture is to know the students understand and to relate more vitamins with the roles of microminerals or macro minerals. Interactive learning. This literature I get like a video tape from Ohio State. They gave it to me, so it's very nice tape. So I will show the students how's going on in the minerals and the vitamins, and which will be the students for half hour. To students for the interpret of micro and the macro.
Can we have a copy of that, please?
Sure, we can do that.
Or give it to
I'll give it to you. This is literature number 8, untraditional field resources. This is a very important literature.
Yeah.
This is the objective of this literature, different treatment methods used to improve utilization of untraditional feed resources, using enzymes and benzene for increasing the digestibility coefficient of untraditional foodstuffs. Also, to know the silage, to know how silage is made, to improve the digestibility coefficient and the digestibility of untraditional foodstuffs. Some feed additives used to improve silage making. And the interactive learning, we can go to the farm and we can give the students this picture in the farm, and we can show how the silage, and we do it and all other and shape look like. And some bit of feed additives will be taken to the lecture too. Lecture number 9, it will be feed additives. There's a lot of feed additives used, so students will be able to, the common feed additives used for feeding ruminants like mononuclein, like yeast, and we use it over there. The different doses of these feed additives used for ruminants should be mentioned, and the mode of action of some feed additives like yeast or mononuclein as feed additives for ruminants. Interactive learning, students will be placed on a group. Each group will take a sample of yeast and we can discuss what's the difference between both of them. I like our common feed additives. What's the difference between mononuclein and the yeast and the mode of action? Should we add feed additives to the ration? Why? And they can explain what the mechanism of this. Lecture number 10 is formulation ration for ruminants. As this lecture, student will be able to calculate ruminant rations using person square, algebraic equation, and the computer program. Formulate ration for lactating cows, buffaloes, sheep, and goats as the ruminant. Examples will introduce the student to how to calculate different rations. We can give him like a cow weight, and we give and make this, and we can make a calculation of the ration for this cow. Lecture number 11 is visiting commercial for animal farm. This is a new stuff I added to my lecture. We have two farms. This is in المنيا. It's a big farm, and I'm lucky because I'm established association in the government, and they collect most, or we can say all, the commercial farm together, and some of the small herders, and me as a university staff, and make a Munyan development association, many animal webs and development association, and this association is supported by FOCA, remember FOCA, and they're continued with 82, and we make a good relationship between me, because I don't know them before, now I know them, so that it's easy to me to make a connecting with him to visit with the students over there.
It's a non-organization.
Yeah.
NGO.
No, NGO would support us too. No organization. Non-government organization.
No profit.
The objective of this lecture, students will be able to know the different daily food feed, in the farm. It's very important for the student to know, because the student, when they go to the farm, to like a commercial farm, they don't do nothing. They don't know how they can do it. But if they can visit this at least one time or two times, it's very useful to them to make a, to know how it's going on in the private sector, and they can work with them after they graduate. And discuss nutrition problems if the owner have a problem, and evaluation of the animal farm they can make after we return it from the farm. We can make evaluation of this farm. It's very useful for the student. Interactive learning, different questions will be collected from the student at the end of visiting, and the instructor will ask the owner about the question. Because if, students, when they give them the question, it would be hard to arrange the students. It's like 100 or so. So what's the main question we can collect from them, and I can ask the instructor for them. Lecture number 12, it will be lab exam, and final exam will be in the end.
The end of the semester.
And thank you so much. If you want, for example, a lecture I have. If you want, but I don't know. You want to do that?
Well, just quickly walk through it, don't read it all, but so they can get a gist of how you did it.
Yeah, okay. This introduction that I said, why the nutrition is very important. This one doesn't appear, but it's until the answer, and after that we appear. This is the digestible nutrient. This is the nutrients needed: protein, carbohydrate, fat, minerals, vitamin, water. This is the protein, and needed. Why the protein is very important? Needed for life, for growth and repair, health, for the muscle, contain carbohydrates. Examples of protein sources: meat and corn, fish meal, soybean meal, cotton meal, chicken milk, amino acids. Carbohydrate. What's the carbohydrate? What's the purpose of carbohydrate? Something like that. This is an introduction. And the fat is a term a concentrated source of energy. This is important to us. The minerals. And after that, the vitamins. Only in a small amount of 5% against disease. This is important to us. Water. And good classification. There's a lot of here. What was the high power what's the example? Alpha, also A, corn salad, something like that. Concentrate feeds that are low in fiber and that is high in the nutrients like corn, seed, barley, soybean meal, oats, sorghum. Supplement and review. This review at the end of the literature is like examples. Questions and answers, and thank you for your attention.
Very good. Again, very high quality slides and what you call organized. Other comments that people want to make before I really pick on it? You're proud of that. Okay, one of the issues...
There's a comment here. The comment here.
عادل.
He's got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, please. For
قول يا محمد.
he's threatening me. Yeah. Okay.
Roger will protect you.
So you said that you will use the puzzle method as active learning for the test and amino acid lecture. Could you please show how you can use it or how you can
That's
apply
very,
it?
very easy. That's very easy. Even he can do it. You know, you can do that.
Even he-
I can do that at church, you know. You can make a like square and you can what the situation.
كلمات المقاطعة.
ايه يا عم يا
What's on the question?
I will show you in hotel.
What's on the
I'll
question?
try.
Okay, you've got
If
another
you
horse.
need help for that, I can help you for that.
Here we got a horse question.
What? Okay, go ahead. Good.
Do you have a midterm exam because you didn't mention it?
No, we don't have any term exam. Well, I'll just like final exam.
Why?
That's a rule. I do like.
There is no quiz. There's no quizzes or no quizzes, Dr. Adil?
Okay,
No quizzes?
one thing I noticed missing, and maybe you didn't want it in there, I don't see anything on economics. Don't you think it would be good to
I mentioned when I make a calculation of the termination. When you calculate the ration, actually we will go to that.
They need the price here.
So
You
you
are in the price and the kids is economically.
Okay.
It's very important.
No,
We'll get another question. We'll get another question. Okay, the one I like to challenge him on, and the reason I do it because I feel like I can pick on him because he's big. We talked about the interactive learning and breaking the students into small groups and discuss a question and that sort of thing and then come up with an answer. Excellent technique, and it works, even in a big lecture. But I think the key is because you have a lot of material you have to cover, you got to make sure that the question you're asking is one that is absolutely key, and it is the most important point you want them to take home from your lecture today. Don't spend your time asking 15 questions, and I had a little problem because I didn't know the sequencing on yours. We can chew up a lot of lecture time doing that, and we're going to lose the effectiveness of the technique if every time you turn around you ask another question and make them work in groups to give you an answer. So to me, I would go back to what my objectives were and say, what's the key one for this lecture? Now, what group activity or what group discussion do I want to have so that when they leave, they remember that in this country we'd say Susie or Betsy said this, and then I remember, oh yeah, when we were discussing that, they said that, and that's the answer. Because that's how we remember things, because we do it by association. But that's why I was challenging him. He wants to use the question, is nutrition important? And I kind of go with what Richard said. I mean, to me, we already know that answer. I mean, yeah, the answer is yes. Now, if he wanted to ask the question, what are the important body functions that nutrition supplies? Oh, now that, to me, becomes a key question and something you really want him to answer.
Okay.
Did I pick on him enough?
Please.
Okay.
Yes, we all accept that using group discussion is very effective way.
Yeah, it's very effective.
Is very effective way to assess group students. How can you assess individual students?
How can you
Maybe there are 2 or 3 students, pioneer students, and they are dominate the whole group. How can you assess individual students, I mean?
No, that's the key to that concept, is you get rid of the dominating ones. Because if you break them into small groups, they can't dominate the whole class. They may dominate a group of 3 students or 4 students. Now, if you're going to use that technique, obviously you've got 100 kids and you break them into 20 groups of 5 each, I think my math is right, you're not going to have all 20 groups report, because that's just going to take too much time. But today's lecture, I'm going to pick that group and this group, and we'll take those answers. tomorrow, if I ask, or next week, if I ask another question, again, we're going to break into groups, but I'm going to remember that I took that one, and that one. So this time I'm going to go here, there, and here. And so that way, you can keep everybody involved. They're all discussing, but yet you don't chew up all your lecture time. That is.
And nobody can escape from you, okay? Okay?
Thank you.
Any other, yes. Just one. Any question? Finally, I would like to thank the faculty staff here in Florida and in Ohio State and the office in Egypt too for the support. I really learned so much from them. I appreciate it.
That was an excellent lecture. Thank you. I can see at this point.